Welcome everyone to Zihuatanejo, Mexico. Okay, we just got in today. Last night we flew into Mexico City, but the problem was when we got there was heavy rains, and so we had to stay overnight. But this is where we are, and I just want to show you. I'm gonna show you the scenery a little bit, okay? But before I get started here, I just want to say this. That I'm going to be here for about 12 days. I'm going to give you my phone number. It's going to be put on here, and I'll put it on Facebook. And if anybody would like to do a live, I will do a consult on you. It's called Real People, Real Healing. Okay. Let's say I would prefer you wanted to come on and you wanted to come on video. But if you don't want to come on video and you just want to come on audio, and you don't even want to use your name, I will do a full blown out consultation, and I'm going to do about 8 of them while I'm here. Okay, I'm here doing professional trainings for some people, but while I'm here and I'm not doing courses and with Texas, our fulfillment center's not going to get up and running for probably another week or two. Once that starts, I'm going to be really busy. But the reality is my phone number is 469-861-9454. You can call me on WhatsApp, or you can call the 800 number at 855-900-4544, extension 5. And I will do about a half a dozen to 8 Real People, Real Healing. So if you want to have a consult with me, I am gifting these. Okay, that means you will have to come on. I would prefer you came on video, and if you don't want to, at least you'll come on audio, and I'll be on video. Now, why do I want to do this? Well, because what happens is, if you share your story, there's going to be thousands of other people that are going to see you online that are going to have the same situation as you. So I really like trying to pull these off and do these, okay? And then what happens is these Real People, Real Healing, they go up into my library of Detox library. I want to be upfront and honest, okay? And when they go in there, people who have the similar conditions can listen to your story. And it's a bloody BraveHeart story. You know, the reality is this. We're mortified, to talk about where we are. Let me tell you something. In my lifetime, I've done drugs. When I was a lot younger, I was into alcohol. I thought I knew who I was. I've done everything, okay? You don't get like me, like an insane rebel, if you haven't done everything and you didn't rebel most of your life. And the reality is most people feel like a black sheep, but you need to become a black wolf, meaning that you've got to become the leader for yourself, find your authentic self. You gotta learn how to howl. You gotta let the world know that you're here and you're gonna stand in your power. Listen, I'm pretty tired here tonight, so I don't want to get into anything deep. I just need a night to get myself back into the saddle again. But the reality is this. Right now, if you've been listening a little bit, they're just trying to prepare everyone for the new thing that's coming. And the reality is are you working on saying no to those things that you always wished you had, and saying yes to those things that honor, love, respect yourself, okay? And understand something. You've got to change now. You've got to change now, okay? You've got to do that. And if I can help out in any way, I want to do that. Has anybody ever taken a look in my BraveHeart online emotional intelligence course? Because I'm going to tell you something, it's free. We used to charge $1,000 for it. It's in my library. Go start doing it. Let me tell you something. I want you to do things every day that excite you and scare you. I want you to start saying the things you wished you would have. I want you to start doing the things you wished you would have. And guess what? Most people say, well, I can't do that because of my situation. Let me tell you something, and you've got to get this. Your situation is only your situation due to the limiting beliefs you have, okay? And I find it really a struggle sometimes with my trainers and people that work with me when they limit themselves. I'm always lovingly pushing them, and I'm pushing them to the edge and saying, look at, jump, you can do this. And understand something. I was just talking to a lovely lady. She might be on here. Her name is Susie. She said she's been following me for 3 years, and she started following me before the last COVID. And she said, you know, you really helped me get through it, and I don't know if I would have got through it if it wasn't for you. And I said, that's not true, Susie. You are much more than you think you are. And I said, but Susie, please, you know, within 6 weeks, probably, and I could be wrong, I want to be wrong, I want you to tell me I'm wrong, but I said, I believe Australia will be locked down and Canada will be locking down as well. You know, so I'm going to live in a third world country that's not third world when it comes to more honor, more respect, and more love. I love Mexico. There's nothing third world about it. In Mexico, I can still pay for a meal and go, wow, I got my money's worth. In Mexico, they don't use GMOs. In Mexico, okay, it's very rare for you to see any chemtrails. In Mexico, the Spanish people are so beautiful. I hope you know, I had the World Healing and Training Center here, and it was here for almost 2 years. And I never had any trouble with the Spanish people. I just had trouble with the gringos. And that's the God's truth. And the reality is this: if you want to live your passion and your purpose, and you want to actually stand in your authentic power, you're going to have people that are jealous of you, and they will look for other people that are jealous of you, and they will come together and they will do a hate program on you. Let me tell you, the one thing I do remember is this, is that when I was in Ixtapa here, I had a bunch of them turn on me, and you know, to the point that even in my own country, you know, I've had my bank accounts shut down because of who I am. You know, there was actually, Marketplace did a show on me, and you can go on different platforms, and you can see the guy who murdered 3 people and steals everyone's money. Yeah, go ahead and try to prove it. And the reality is this: I'll be back in Canada in 2 weeks, so they can come and arrest me if they'd like. I've been there like 3 times already, and it's all just BS. You know, Marketplace is a show up there, and a whole bunch of gringos got together, even down here. People get so jealous, eh? They just get so jealous. You know what? You got to be willing to do the things that you don't want to do, okay, in life. I will do things that I don't really like to do, but I'll do them. I will make sure, you know, the one thing that I told my children is just do 10% more than everyone else and never be in competition with anybody else. And guess what? Then you will find yourself. And the reality is I've never been in competition with anyone. I have a lot of people that come and take my courses, and then they'll take my courses, and then they'll try to teach my courses. And the reality is we need more teachers, we need more trainers, so God love them all. But let me tell you this story. So Marketplace, which is out of Toronto, you know, they spent over $250,000 to try to ruin me. And they said I murdered 3 people. When's the last time that somebody murdered 3 people and they didn't actually go to jail? Isn't that cool? You can just murder people and not go to jail. I don't think any natural health practitioner could get away with that. The reality is this: you cannot worry. And why am I saying this? I'm not saying this because I want you to feel for me, because this isn't going to end. This is not going to end. That was the 3rd time that Marketplace actually did a show on me over the last 30 years. I'm not going anywhere. So they can do whatever they want. And just know that Marketplace in Canada, they actually, 67% of their money comes from taxpayers. So the taxpayers paid at least 67% of that. Okay, so that's the thing. And you know what? I'm never moving back to Canada. Okay, all right. You know, people can say what they want about Americans. They can say what they want about Mexicans. I mean, the Americans and the Canadians don't understand that Mexico is just a beautiful place with beautiful people. Oh my God! Don't go down there because of the cartel. Don't go down there because there's so much corruption. Well, no, I've seen more corruption from the gringos that come to Mexico than I've ever seen from the gringos. So no, yes, you know, you've got to sometimes pay a little bit here, pay a little bit there. But you know what? Look at the freedom you get. I mean, the people leave you alone. You can eat organic without paying organic prices. Okay, you understand this? Okay, I can go down to the beach and do a sand scrub right now. and the beach, the water is so warm, and you're going, oh my God, I could never do this. You know what? Are you going to stop being scared? So I'm going to be living in Puerto Rico, Texas, and Mexico. And the reality is this: if Puerto Rico closes and gets really harsh with their goofiness this next go around, I'm going to Texas. And I know what the governor in Texas said: there'll be no more masking. If you own a business and you want your people to mask, you can make them mask. Okay? But he's saying you don't have to mask. So you know what? And the reality is, I love Texas, I love Mexico, and I love Puerto Rico. But if any of these places disrespect me and try to do this thing, well, I will go to wherever I go, okay? Not just to have peace, because everybody says, I just want to find peace. No, you don't. You want to find your authentic self, and then you want to find yourself getting so healthy that you have all this energy, and you want to find your passion, that you're so excited about your life. You know, right now, I'll tell you, I mean, I'm running a little bit tired. We got into Mexico last night. You wouldn't believe this. We would run to this gate. They said, nope, the plane didn't show up. Okay, fine. Then we wait and we run to this gate and they go, oh, nope, the plane's not there. It was the craziest thing I ever saw. So, I mean, yesterday I started off around 9 o'clock in the morning. We got to Mexico in the afternoon, and actually the insanity in Mexico didn't end until 11 o'clock last night. And then they said, we'll give you a hotel. And then the hotel was like a 45-minute drive from the airport. We were so tired we didn't ask. I would have rather bought my own hotel. And you know what? This is life. Sometimes it gets really insane. It's not what happens to you. It's what you do to yourself. You know, it's what you do to yourself. You know, I do not fear anyone. I do not fear anyone or anything. I do not want to come up against things, and I'm not going to go to war with things, okay? I'm not like that. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. People need to stop doing petitioning, and they need to start eating right, thinking right, drinking right, and holding the bloody line. That's what they need to do, okay? Petition all you want on this next go-around. Protest, I think protesting helps to a degree, but the best protest you'll ever have is, okay, I am love. I am BraveHeart. Okay, I am healed. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I close my eyes, I will love, honor, respect, cherish, okay, and love myself unconditionally before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Listen, I want my son, my sons, and my daughters to love themselves first and foremost before they love me. You know why? Because guess what? I didn't realize that when my first daughter was growing up, you know, that all I had to do was give her unconditional love. She would respect and protect herself when she went out with her friends, when they offered her alcohol and drugs, okay? And when they wanted just to get down her pants. Understand something. Right now, I'm awake. I said to Lori today, I said, oh my God, you know, what I would do different if I had my children now, but I can be different now, and even though they're adult children, I can keep on holding the line. I want my children to be proud of me. I want you to be proud of me. I want the world to be proud of me. And understand something, no matter what anybody does to me or what goes on in the world, I will not hate anyone. I will not hate anything. I will not focus on the people that try to attack me, or they believe that that why does he have it? He's lucky. You know what? Nobody gets lucky. You make your luck. Okay? I work at this. And understand something. People don't get this either. They'll come on and go, well, what's your faith? My faith? My faith is this. That which created the whole universe, okay, has never judged me and said, what are you waiting for, Daryl? Find your authentic self, find your roar, okay, and know that you're going to make mistakes every day, and don't let anybody judge you, okay, and put you in judgment jail over it, and definitely don't judge yourself. So, you know, the people that judge you, they're always judging themselves, and that's the deal. These evil people won't ever stop. No, you're right, they won't ever stop. And guess what? But they're not supposed to. That's the rules on this planet. You don't get that. These psychos, that's their job. Their job is to poison us on every level And guess what? But they don't poison me. Do I take in their stuff? Do I watch the news? Do I watch Netflix garbage? Do I talk about COVID? Do I believe in COVID? Do I believe in climate change? Do I believe in any of this? No, I just go about my day and go have a sand scrub, go swimming, and tell the people to find their roar, because there's so much more. And then all we do is travel around the world, and we do free lectures, and we tell people, come on out to our trainings, find yourself, really find yourself. That's all it's about. You know what? Why can't you mind your own business? Because guess what? This planet, those psychos are never leaving. They will always hold the financial keys, even though, guess what? Money's just an illusion. And the reality is that you're going to say, yeah, well, if it's an illusion, then why can't I just make some more, Daryl? Well, because you have poverty consciousness. Because those psychos, they control everything. They've rewritten every book, and I mean every book. People go, well, they didn't touch this one. This was protected by God. And I'm saying they've rewritten every book. They've rewritten every story. It's called his story. And guess what? They take every story and they make everybody into a hero. And those people that are really heroes, they make them into zeros. Okay? All right? Let me tell you something. If they can nail my butt for anything that I've broken the law, you don't think they'd come for me? Huh. Are you kidding? I'm on a #1 hit list in Canada. And I didn't leave Canada because I ran away. And I didn't leave Mexico because I ran away. I was running to something, not running from something. Let me tell you something right now. We are now BHN University. We are all over the world. I'm opening up one of the biggest fulfillment centers in Texas that will have a training center, that will have a clinic there. I'm opening up another clinic in Kelowna, okay, with my fulfillment center there, and opening up a training center in Kelowna. Does it sound like I'm running from anywhere? So, and it's not like everybody doesn't know my schedule. I keep telling people where I'm going to be. So the reality is this. The reality is this. You have to mind your own business. I want you to sit down tonight, put a slight smile on your face, and I want you to say, what dreams did I give up? What is my true passion? What is my true purpose? You know what? Who cares about the people that badmouth you? Who cares about, well, I'm a black sheep. Well, good. And as soon as you want to be a black wolf and you want to be a leader of the pack, at least lead yourself. Lead yourself into courage. Lead yourself to the point that every day, okay, you are so excited, but you're still a little bit scared because every day you're doing something that somebody else has never done, or the rest of your family and the rest of your friends would never do. I never ask anybody, what do you think? Do you think we should do this? I don't ask anybody that. You don't ask anybody if you should do your passion and purpose and if you should roll the dice and risk it, okay? Because that's what it is. This thing is all about an adventure. This is all about feeding your spirit. You can tell the people that are spirit beings, they've got a slight smile on their face no matter what's going on in the world. They mind their own business. They don't go near anybody that's low vibrational or toxic. And understand something. When I go into a course, there's a lot of broken people. In a whole life coach course, we'll have 40% of the people are men, women, children that will take my whole life coach course. But guess what? We have medical doctors that will take it, chiropractors that take it, massage therapists that take it. Everybody takes it. And understand something. Most people come to my whole life coach course because they want to know how to do proper nutritional training, proper emotional training, and actually do consultations and make money. I get it. But guess what? They get sucker punched when they come because they realize that they didn't come for anything except themselves. Once you crack the coconut from the inside out, you're not looking for just peace. You're looking for enthusiasm. You're looking for abundant energy. You're looking for to rock your world. And you're never going to, because unless you're going to mind your own business, and you know what? This sounds crazy and I'm going to do it. If it's not life-threatening, if it's not illegal, but understand something. Guys, you know what? When I was younger, when I got out of high school, okay, and a couple years after that, I went and became a registered massage therapist. And guess what? And then I decided I was going to make my own technique called Wolf Non-Surgical, and they told me that it was illegal. And I just said, there's no such thing. Do you know how many rules out there? Okay, I've got what's called BHN University. Now, if you talk to any government official, they would tell you that I'm not allowed to have my own university. Are you like out of your skull? Okay, so you're going to tell me that you go to a medical doctor that has never taken any nutritional training, knows nothing about detox, nothing about nutrition, nothing about unconditional love. And so understand something. And I've got the majority of the population there on the side of the medical system, and I get it. It's great. Go for it. I'm going to tell you, the majority of the population is always going to be sold off by the pound. The majority of the population is always going to be emotionally and physically suffering and have a disease, and you better get it. Let me tell you something. How many of you go on diets? Are you like out of your skull? What about live it? I live it. Maybe 5-10% of the time. Like, okay, so I don't drink, but I was visiting a friend of mine, and I visited my friend of mine for 3 days. So every day I had one beer with him. It wasn't going to kill me, but I'm not going to drink any beer when I'm in Mexico and it's hot as heck. I don't drink. Now, did I dislike it? Well, it's not about that. It's if I drank every day, and even one beer every day, how many people here know that you increase the chance of actually even rectal cancer if you drink one beer every day for your life? That's right. You increase rectal cancer. Okay, you understand that, like, beer is not healthy drink. Wine is not a healthy drink, but everybody drinks it and everybody thinks they're cool when they do it. Some people have to have a drink every night just to calm themselves down or be with the person they live with. The reality is this. What if we minded our own business? And what if we have a spouse, we truly want the best for them, and we never ever got jealous of what they want? Really? Wouldn't that be something? Oh no. You tell me that most couples don't try to control each other, don't undermine each other, don't have the same argument and bickering continually for years. Look, break away from everything you know. Get rid of everything that you've been taught. Okay? And you know what? Love your parents, because guess what? Everybody's parents did the best they could. And every teacher that you've ever been taught by did the best they could in a broken system. And understand something. There is hardly anybody that I know that isn't toxic emotionally and physically. And that's it. I mean, physically toxic and emotionally toxic. Take a look at it. You know what, guys? Did you know this? That 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. Did you know this? That 1 out of every 4 children have a chronic disease. 20% have inflamed liver. 30% of children are pre-diabetic. How many people know that 90% of the population in Canada and United States and in Mexico here are pre-diabetic? And understand, the psychos are never going to leave. So you can complain and you can explain, but the psychos have been here since the beginning of what we call human life on this planet. And the reality, what if they were actually put here by God? What if they were put here because you were being tested to see if you could come to a planet that was going to conditionally love you? Well, you conditionally love yourself right now. Tell me you don't. Tell me that you don't feel like you're a sinner, that you're a failure. Tell me that you don't feel like you've put yourself in judgment jail. Tell me that you don't do that to your children or your husband or your wife or to other people. Tell me that you don't judge anyone. I don't judge anyone. I observe, okay, just like if I went to a buffet. I observe. I won't eat this, but I will eat that. I won't do this, but I will do that. And I know that there's only one thing I need to protect, and that's my vibration. My vibration. Because I want to be the light of my own world. I'm not going to go out there and look for Lori to be the light of my world or my kids to be the light of my world. I'm never going to do that. Nobody needs to be the light for me. Nobody needs to be. Nobody needs to make Daryl feel like he's loved. And understand that. And understand this. And no offense, but I don't want the love that the majority of the population want to give. Because guess what? It's only borrowed. They're going to take it back if they don't get what they want. Yes or no? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. They're going to take it back. They're going to take it back. And understand something. All I want is better for my son. Listen to me. All we want is better for our children. And guess what? If you want to do better for your children, then the best thing that you can do is do better for yourself. You can't do better until you know better. And once you do better and know better, and your son sees you not just pretending, you pretend for a while. It might take you 9 months to pretend something, and then you'll become it. But what if your son saw you being this high vibrational, light energy, electrical magnetic being, and you're not scared of anything anymore, and you just love your life, and you're not buying into any BS? Okay? What if he saw that? If you want better for your son, then you need to be better. That's it, love. If you want better for your son, I knew that. If I wanted better for my children, I need to be better. If I want better for the world, then I've got to be better. And understand this. You can think that I'm full of crap. I don't really care. It doesn't make any difference to me. But I have a pact with my source that created my spirit. And that is that I will change 1% a day and bring my vibration up, and I will make better decisions, and I will do more for the planet, 1% more than I did yesterday for the planet. And understand this, and when I say the planet doesn't need me. I'm talking about humankind. I'm talking about our whole family. You know what you don't get? Okay, they've divided us through religion. They divided us through what? Come on, nationalities. Okay, oh my God, I can't believe all the people that are sneaking in. They're getting into our country. Everybody's complaining in Canada. Everybody's complaining in the US. You know what? What they've done so well, because they sit down, they don't even like each other, these psychos, but at least they sit down and strategize. You know, the thing is that they got us fighting with each other, hating each other. You know what? I don't hate anybody. Okay? All right? I don't hate anybody. I remember when I used to hate East Indians. I remember when I used to hate Germans because of Hitler. And that story's even wrong. I'm German. There you go. Who would have figured that? German and Newfie. So I guess I'm a squarehead with my brains kicked out. I don't know. Anyways, but the reality is this. You can't get me to hate any religion. You can't get me to hate any nationality. You can't get me to hate anyone, because you can't hate someone. Okay? You're just running a hate program inside yourself, and you will get sick. You will never hear of me having a disease. You will never hear me having a disease. You'll never hear of me laying in bed with a flu. Oh my God, Dr. Wolf can't be here today. Okay? That's not going to happen. That is never going to happen. Disease is abnormal. And understand something. That's it right there. Operation Warp Speed really put the nail in the coffin. Well, not really, Sandra, because it didn't put any nail in my coffin. It put it in your coffin. Did you ever understand something? Maybe you don't watch CNN anymore, but you're watching way too much of the alternative news, and they're scaring the living shit out of you. Okay? All right? I'll go in once a week for 10 minutes onto this one platform. I'm already bought up to speed, and when I look at it to strategize. I don't look at it to create anxiety and burn my brain up to create some autoimmune disease in my body. So understand that. You know, the best thing for people to do is not get onto my platform and tell me about why you can't grow up, why you can't grow up, why you can't expand consciously, why you can't live your life. Don't come and tell me that, because it's not true. If we all decided that we were going to go and dust off our passion, our purpose, and gift the world with it, they wouldn't be able to do anything. But that's not going to happen, because the majority rules, but they don't rule me, okay? There is no authority over me. Let me tell you something. You know what? A guy like me, do you know how often I get threatened? Okay? All right? But guess what? I got God on my side. Whether I live one more day or I live another 30, 40 years, and I will never, ever shut my mouth. I will speak for those who can't speak yet. I'll speak for those that are silent still. And I will push those that are starting to squeak a little bit, and I will help them find their BraveHeart roar. And then guess what they'll do? They will break away from me, and they will go and help others. And that is it. If you aren't figuring out how to become your authentic self, how to live your dreams, what the heck are you doing? What are you doing? Let me tell you something. There's a corner store on every corner to poison us. There's liquor stores. Okay, there's the vape stores. There's going to be tons of this stuff. Don't focus on it. When I drive down the street, I don't see this stuff. I see the beauty of everything. You know what? You have a certain filter, you have a certain perception, and that perception is sending you in a different direction than me. And I'll tell you that right now. Okay? There's no sense. You know, when people come to me and they go, Dr. Wolf, you know, I'm very ill. And I go, well, okay, tell me your story. But they will only tell the story one time if they want to get well. They're allowed to tell me one more time. But if they tell that story and leave me, you know, how many people go out just to tell everybody the story about how they can't take control of their health, control of their wealth, control of their life? Okay, you're just programmed. This is 99% of the population has been programmed to have poverty consciousness and to be diseased because you're out of ease. And the reality is it's not good enough that you say, I just want peace in my life. Seriously? That can be pretty boring. Okay? All right? The reality is people say to me, Dr. Wolf, do you meditate? And I go, well, I contemplate every morning and I watch the sun rise every morning no matter where I am. I try to. And the reality is that I do a walking meditation, meaning no matter what goes on throughout my day, I will stay in the present moment and own it, because that's the only place I can heal. That's the only place I can feel you and everybody else. You know what? When you meet someone, feel their energy. That's way more important than their name. Okay? And don't judge them. Just feel their energy. Feel where that energy is. And you will go like this. Wow, that person's energy is really low. You decide if you really want to try to work and bring it up. Most of the time I won't do it because it'll just come right back down. You know what? Find your vibration. Okay? You ever walk into a room and say, what am I doing in this room? Well, what are you doing in the room? If you feel like you shouldn't be in that room or you shouldn't be partaking in this anything, what are you doing there? You're dishonoring yourself. Now let me tell you something. The most important reputation that you're ever going to have is the one that you have with yourself. That's right. I got a great reputation with myself. I don't know if I have one with anybody else. But the reality is this. When I make a promise, I follow through. How many times did you make a promise that you were going to do better, be better? But then what happened is that you need love so badly because you don't love yourself that you compromise yourself and you stop the promise. That's right. And that's why the whole world will always be on diets. The whole world will always be on diets because the world will poison itself and people will poison themselves because to get contaminated love from others because we can't live without it. Love is a self-serve job, and guess what? It's called one message, one love, one law, unconditional love for everyone. And that is my source, my creator. My source, my creator has never judged me, okay? Has never judged me. And the reality is if your source, your creator judges you, okay, how does it feel when you're being judged? Can you grow? Do you feel guilty? Isn't it great when you feel guilty? You feel like a sinner, a loser, a failure? Doesn't that make you just expand better? And doesn't it give you lots of energy? You think about these things and just know this, okay? I send you all the love in the world. No matter who you are, whether you love me, you don't like me, it doesn't matter. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you fell for all these BS stories, belief system stories. We were all created by the same source creator, and the source creator is not coming to save us. We already are the most amazing light energy, electrical, magnetic beings, and as soon as you understand something, people don't have egos. What they have is they have lack of self-awareness. You think about that tonight. People always say, go kill your ego. That's the new thing now. We need to kill our egos. There's no such thing. There's lack of self-awareness. And understand something. If somebody comes up to me and they go, you know what? I'm so good at this. I am like really good at what I do. That's the person I want to talk to. I don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk to the person that says, I'm not very good at that. No, that's just like when I was younger and a girl said to me, I can't live without you, Daryl. Okay, I'd be like all over that one. And today I'd be having my Nikes on and running for the hills. You see, we changed, don't we? When I had no love for myself, I just wanted love no matter what it took. because you can't live without it. So just remember this, it's a self-serve job, and I'll let you enjoy the view. It's a lot prettier than me. Have a beautiful night. God bless. I gotta go have supper, but I promise you that I will set this up and there will be many more beautiful sunsets. I'm here for like 12 days, okay? Just know this, okay? The love you're looking for is in the mirror. Have a beautiful night. God bless.